Okay, we are live. Let me make sure I can see it. And as you know, or as you can see, my name is Jonna Bateman. I also go by Grace Forbes. And I really want to appreciate you for extending yourself and giving your time to me and these amazing women who is a part of this group. So first, I just want to know, how long have you been married and where did you meet your spouse?
So I'm now married for the second time, and can you believe it's 20 years?
Really? It's been for 20 years.
20 years, and the first time was for 13 years.
Wow.
So I feel like I've been married for most of my life.
Yes.
I got married the first time when I was 21, very young.
Mhm.
But the marriage is the vehicle through which I really learned and grew the most.
Mhm. Right. What happened in your first marriage that
In
made
my
it in? Mhm.
in my first marriage, I was married to a man who wasn't very supportive. I
Mhm.
didn't know who I was. I had just graduated university. And we had very different life goals, but I didn't know that at 21. And
Mhm.
I stuck it out for 13 years because
Mhm.
I'm not a real listen. I did divorce with a 3-year-old, and I
Mhm.
lost my income because I was working in the family business, and I
Okay.
really had to start all over, and it was terrifying.
Mhm.
But I I just got to a point where, and I'm sure a lot of the women hearing this will relate, where you just have to live your true purpose.
Right.
And I wasn't able to be that in my first marriage. And I tried everything. We
What were
tried.
the two, like, what you guys were just complete opposite? Where did you not connect? Where was the disconnect?
Well, the disconnect was that I did not get support. I wasn't encouraged to fly.
Okay. And more specifically.
So more specifically, it was all he wanted to do was work,
Okay.
and he didn't want to grow and transform and be the better version of himself. He was just
Okay.
stuck.
Mhm.
And I was constantly looking to be more, to be my potential.
Mhm.
And he just refused to go there.
And when did you realize this? At what point in your marriage did you realize that he's just not going to?
I'd say it was into the second year of my marriage.
Wow, the second year.
And I stuck it out for another 11 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you said, what point did you get to when you said, okay, this is enough?
Oh my gosh, that's a crazy story.
Mhm.
So I had my 3-year-old, and my my ex-husband turned to me. We had just sold and bought our dream house, right? We were going to
Mhm.
build on a plot of land, and we were drove by the construction zone, and my ex-husband turned to me and said, now would be a good time to start on baby number 2.
Oh.
And that's when I said, nope. I
Not with you.
cannot, not with you. I cannot imagine
Mm.
being pregnant, having another kid. When I was pregnant, in my 8th month of pregnancy, my ex turned to me and said, you are sexually worse than a dead dog. And
Wow.
I was like, we separated after the baby was born. But
Wow.
I said, maybe we should, try to keep it together. I mean, it's a brand new baby. Like, I was tortured at what this child's life would look like.
Wow.
And I stuck it out for 3 years. And then when he said he wanted the second child, and the funniest thing is he was clueless. And I think some women, I mean, I was the one who decided to leave.
Mhm.
I know there are many women who get cheated on, and they get really hurt.
Mhm.
But I was amazed at how clueless he was. When I sat him down and said, this is it, we're done, he was in shock and begged me to come back for months.
He didn't even know that you were
He
hurting?
didn't even know.
Was it because he wasn't listening?
I don't think he ever listened.
Wow. He took you for a joke?
I think he just took me for granted.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
that Yeah, because I was the one who was always initiating, let's go for therapy, let's go get help, let's do something. So I guess he thought that that was my job, that I was always going to be the one
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
initiate that, and I said no more. The
Y-
the thought, and could you imagine this house? We never even moved into the house.
mm,
It was under construction, and I walked away from the marriage. I walked away from everything.
wow. And it was no infidelity. It was just you all weren't
There was
there.
no infidelity. There was just a total lack of connection and a willingness to grow into the best person you can be. Could you imagine being with a person day in and day out, and they just look, the name of my book says it all. We
Mm-hmm.
aren't here to be good, we're here to be better.
Right.
We're put on this earth to grow and transform into the best version of me. Now, that's like an internal drive. That's an
Yes.
internal push. And
Mm-hmm.
when you don't fulfill that, you have such a deep, empty, aching hole within that not
Mm-hmm.
even the greatest marriage could fix.
Right. Right.
So if he would have just thrown me a bone and said, you know
Mm-hmm.
what, I can grow in this area. I can learn to be more empathetic. I could learn to be more
Yeah.
caring. I could learn. I mean, even making money was all about what's in it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I remember I was just speaking with my 26-year-old, my eldest from that marriage,
Mm-hmm.
and he was telling me, I'm working, I'm making money, life is going good, but I don't feel fulfilled. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, well, what's missing?
Yeah.
He says, I don't know. I have the money, I have the toys. He says, but I just feel like something's missing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I felt in my
Yes.
relationship. But I said to him, when you look at when they interview octogenarians, people who are turning 100 years old, they ask them,
Mm-hmm.
what is the secret of your longevity? And every single one of these people have said it was being able to give back in some way,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes. It's your purpose. Yeah.
It's so I said to my son, I said, well, sorry, I have the fan going on here.
No, you're fine. I'm not even
Okay.
paying attention to that.
Woo, win. So I said, did you ever think of doing something to give back to your community, to be in service? If
Yeah.
this is what's part of what makes people feel really fulfilled,
Mm-hmm.
he poo-pooed it like all young men. Well, not all young, but most young men would.
Yeah.
And I remember as well in my marriage, it was the same issue. I was with my ex-husband. I go, let's do something together for the community. Let's do something to give back. Let's do something to make an impact.
Right.
No, it's all mine. Why should I give it to anybody? Why should
Mm.
I couldn't live with someone who just would not embrace their potential.
Yes. Right. So greed and selfishness, you learned, is actually robbing you and anyone else of living out their true purpose.
I couldn't take it. It was so painful. And I just, we talk about in life wake up calls, right?
Yes.
There's a pivotal moment where you just say, in whatever situation you're in, whether it's a marriage or a job you just say enough. And
Mhm.
I saw my father, I saw it with my dad. He had come to visit me because he wanted to start over in life, and he died in my house. He just dropped dead. And I remember he
Mm.
was 52 years old.
Your
And
father?
yeah,
Wow.
and I remember finding him the next morning and thinking to myself, I was still married at that time to my
Mhm.
first husband, and I remember thinking to myself, this isn't the way life's going to go.
Mhm.
I'm not going to stay in a marriage that doesn't sustain me and nourish me, and for the possibility of maybe dropping dead at 52, because we don't know what's going to
Right.
happen in life.
Exactly.
I said, no way. So my father dying was like a huge wake up call at that point. And a
Hmm.
couple of years later, I divorced.
Yeah.
You have
Understood.
you have to live your calling. You have to live your passion. And if you're in a relationship where a man is not on board with that, is not your
Hmm.
partner. I didn't have a partner.
Hmm.
I had no partner. I
Right.
was alone.
And do you think if
Yeah.
you would have waited a little bit longer to get married, then you would have made a maybe a you would have been able to recognize that you all weren't even on the same
You
plane.
know, it's funny you asked me that because I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, right? Whenever I
Okay.
talk about this, because for some people, getting married early and they recognize it and it's great. For other
Mhm.
people, for me, it didn't work that way.
Right. Mhm.
For some people, it might, but for me, no. And I can tell you going into my second marriage,
Mhm.
I was firm. I
Mm.
knew my values.
Yes.
I knew my boundaries. I knew what I would compromise and I wouldn't compromise
Mhm.
on.
That's good.
I knew. And at that point, see, I talk about in relationships that there are two types of love. There's love is need and
Mhm.
unconditional love.
Okay.
And we don't know about this when we're growing up because no one really teaches this.
Mhm.
Love is need is I need to be in a relationship. I need to be married because I don't want to be alone. It's based on fear,
Right. Yeah,
basically.
absolutely.
It's based on what you can do for me. I look great on
Mhm.
your arm. You're going to raise on your arm. You're going to raise my social standing. You're going
Yes.
to give me money. You're going to give me
Right.
companionship. You're going to give me a kid.
Mhm.
It's
It's
based on what you can do for me.
exactly. It's selfish.
It's selfish.
Mhm.
So, and I'm pretty sure that my first marriage had a lot of that in it. I wanted to leave
Mhm.
home. I thought this was a good way to get out.
Right.
I had no clue about what unconditional love was
Right.
in the sense of a relationship. It's more like unconditional love is how do two people come together to support one another and being the best version of themselves.
Mhm.
That's the only reason to get married, in my opinion.
Okay.
I
And
remember
go ahead.
I remember talking to a mentor, and I was 36 when I got remarried, 37,
Okay.
and and this person said to me, like, you have a kid, like, what's the reason to get married? Like, why would you want to get married again?
Mhm.
He said, and when he shared this concept with me, that the only reason to be in a union is so that the two people come together to support one another and being the
Mhm.
best version of themselves, that they're
Yes.
partners in this journey.
Yeah.
And not only does it just impact the two people in the relationship,
Mhm.
the energy that gets created from two people coming together and learn and supporting each other, being each other's
Right.
cheerleader, and yeah, you can overcome your anger issues. You got
Yeah.
this, and I'm there for you, and I got your back. And yeah, you have no self confidence. You're the best, honey. What are you talking about? You can do
Right.
this, and each other calling each other on each other's, stuff like,
Yes, absolutely.
like, I'm standing for you. You said you wanted to be a loving, caring,
Mhm.
sharing creator, but you're being a selfish, taking person
Yeah.
right now. And when you support one another on that and you make that agreement and together you both grow into a better version of
Mhm.
yourself, then that energy impacts the whole world.
Right, exactly. It's understanding the purpose of marriage.
It's
And
understand.
mhm,
Yes,
understand and that there the purpose of marriage is not understood by many
it's not
many
understood.
people. You don't understand what marriage really is for. It's not so somebody well, it's one for companionship, so I'm not going to say it's not for companionship, but it shouldn't be solely so somebody can love me and keep me comfortable. It's not all about me, and that is the inward thinking that many of us have today. Like you said, me, me, me. But marriage is completely about serving,
Yeah,
servitude,
but
serving
you're
someone
you're
else.
you're both serving each other.
Exactly, exactly. You have to have that. That's what you're saying. You have to have that understanding.
Yes.
And that's what creates that power. Um,
We
uh,
call it like the power to heal the world is by one
yes.
soulmate relationship at a time, because
Mm-hmm.
each relationship that has that understanding that
Yeah.
I'm here as your cheerleader to help you grow and transform the good, bad, and the ugly. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
call you on the bad and the ugly. I'm going to praise you on the good.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But by hook or by crook, we're growing.
Right. Right. And how long did it take you to heal, or were you even mad about that other relationship when you left? Or
I love that question because when women come to me for support and coaching, it takes, no matter who does the leaving, it
mm-hmm.
took me 2 years
Oh.
minimum to heal from that.
Mm-hmm.
I was a mess.
Mm.
It's because
Wow.
it's not even though I wanted to end the marriage, but it
Mhm.
wasn't like I wanted to end the marriage like, woohoo, I'm happy, it's a party.
Yeah, right.
The soul searching that went into that decision took me 11 years.
I know. Yeah.
I It was torture.
Wow.
And finally, when I made the decision, yes, I felt like a weight had lifted off and I had no other recourse. Like that was it. That was my path. I made the decision, but I
Mhm.
cried for 2 years. That first
Mm.
year I was divorced, I think I was emaciated. I lost 30 pounds. I wouldn't
Wow.
eat. I couldn't sleep. I was depressed.
Wow.
And even though I wanted the marriage over, but it's the loss of a dream.
I know.
It's a loss of 13 years of hope and dreams and it was and I just, yeah, but I wanted to be better, and
Mhm.
I was determined that even though I was living in hell on earth, that I was
Mm.
going to claw my way out.
Mhm.
It took time, and this is where I say to women, you have to invest in you during this time.
Yes.
Don't jump into another relationship right away.
Mhm.
Don't look to fill that empty hole with another man, because a man is not going to make you happy. He's part of the package.
Yes. Wow.
The first step is to make
Mhm.
yourself whole, to heal yourself, because when you do that and you know your life's purpose, and you wake up in the morning with joy and a bounce in your step, and you know you're in service, and you know you're making an impact no matter what it is. I don't care if you're a gardener, a cook, a cleaning lady, a CEO, a doctor. I don't care what you are. But that same concept is that the law of attraction kicks in when you are
Mhm.
complete and happy and
Yes.
in service. Guess what you attract to yourself?
Someone else who is complete and happy. And that's what it's about. Right. You find or you attract who you are.
Correct.
And so for the practicality for people who will watch this later, what does it mean to soul search? What do you mean, or to become, what does that look like? What am I supposed to do? I just got out of a relationship. I'm hurt. I was taught that go look for another guy, just until go on another date. That's what I was taught. So I just need some practicality of what
All
does it
right.
mean? I'm
So
hurting.
the
Mhm.
first thing I would suggest, the first tip,
Mhm.
I actually have this in tools and tips for
Okay.
women. So
Mhm.
the first tip, I'm reading from my little
Thank
cheat
you.
sheet.
Mhm.
The first tip is to continue to work on yourself.
Okay.
Go within.
Mhm.
Go to therapy.
Okay,
Get a
therapy.
coach.
Therapy coach.
Okay? Group therapy. I don't care what you do, but
Mhm.
do something, because you can't do this on your own. You're too close to it
Right.
at this point.
That is so true.
You're too close and in too much pain,
Mhm.
and you need someone to be there as a sounding board, a reality
Yes.
check. So that's
Yeah.
number one. Go inside.
Mhm.
You have to go through the pain to go through to the other side.
You do.
Sit in it.
Oh.
It sounds yucky, right?
Yeah, but it sounds real. It sounds in your face.
Yeah. You got to sit in it. You got to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's tip number one.
Right.
You
You got to
want,
face yourself.
got to, what worked? What didn't work?
Right.
What would I not accept ever again moving forward in another relationship? What would I take with me into another relationship? What boundaries would I draw that I didn't draw in the first relationship? See, because this is the way it is. What I consider in my practice the successful marriage is you come to the relationship complete and whole. Actually, you're not
Mm-hmm.
complete and whole because we're a work in progress until the
Right. Right.
day, he
Yeah.
comes into the relationship a work in progress,
Right.
committing to being the best person he can be.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the third entity that you create together,
Okay.
and that's called the marriage.
Yes, that's right. Wow. Okay.
So it's like a
Wow.
1, 2, 3. So I had to really ask myself, am I ready? Am I ready to walk into a relationship and stand firm? So let me just, can I share a story
Yes,
about,
please
okay.
do.
So I remember when I married my second husband, so I'm coming in with a 5-year-old at this point. And I had, from my divorce settlement, I was able to buy a small townhouse. And I went back to school, did a lot of soul searching. I went back to school. I studied a lot of spiritual disciplines. And I remember my current husband wanted to have his name on the deed of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it and I told him no. And
Mm-hmm.
if that's going to be a deal breaker for you, do what you got to do. I go, but that came from my divorce settlement. I've been
Mm-hmm.
divorced. I have a 5-year-old, and there's no reason for your name to be on the deed of my townhouse. This is mine. Simple as that. This is mine before I come into the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I need to feel secure, because I've already had like the 1-2 punch. My father dropping dead at 52, having a divorce, which I never thought with a 3-year-old, having to start all over financially. I
Right.
mean, really? Who's going to take care of me? Me.
Okay.
But I'm not saying that from a selfish perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that from a very healthy perspective.
Yes.
And then the other thing that I told him was, I love you dearly, dear husband. I said, but I'm coming into this relationship with a 5-year-old who's been through a very messy, terrible divorce. I said, don't you ever ask me to choose between him or you.
Yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm.
guess who'll win?
Yes.
My child.
Yes.
My child is my blood. My child didn't ask for this divorce. My child didn't ask for this trauma. You're an adult.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm talking about. Like, I couldn't believe wasn't able to do that in my first marriage. I didn't have a backbone in my first marriage.
Yeah.
But I learned
Mm-hmm.
that I have to take care of me, not in a selfish way,
Yes.
in a healthy way.
Mm-hmm.
And that everything begins at the beginning with the seed level. So at the seed level of this relationship, I had to let him know that this child was never going to be a bargaining tool, that he was always going to win. This was my baby.
Right. Understood.
So I had to set the boundary, and I had to even accept the possibility that I would lose the man.
Mm-hmm.
If it
Right.
wasn't meant to be,
Mm-hmm.
then it wasn't meant to be. But at least I set the boundary and stood up for what was right and true and healthy for me.
Right. And do you think that because, well, do you consider the marriage that you're in right now a healthy marriage?
Very
Um,
healthy.
very healthy. And it was because of the boundaries that you
Yeah.
set.
It's because I
Um,
knew myself. I had worked on
yes.
myself. At the age of 37, 35, I finally found out who I was.
Right.
I began the journey.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That just, when you said that, because I don't know, you don't know how old I am. I'm 27.
You're
Um,
27. You're just,
I
oh my
am.
God. Do you know how
I
old I am?
Well, you are 50 something.
57.
Oh, wow. So you're
I
30 years older than me.
I am
So
old enough to be your mommy.
yes, my mother is 58. So yes, so when you said you finally you began to know who you are at 37, it just made me think wow, well, I wonder who I'm going to be at 37. That's what it just made me feel like I have a future, a different future that I can look towards and I can hope for.
Oh,
A
there's,
better,
oh my God, as long as you're alive and breathing, there's always tomorrow.
yes. Wow. That makes me feel that makes me feel hopeful. That makes me feel excited because I already feel like I'm a valuable person and growing right now. So I'm like, wow, what am I going to be at 37 then? So I thank you for that. And I want to know because I love the fact that you set those boundaries and that you were able to get married and stay married because you're into 20 years
20
of this
years.
marriage. And I think that I
We
would
had
want,
another kid together too.
oh, so you have two children?
I had another kid at 41.
Wow. Look, now that's another testimony
hmm
for people who feel like they're too old to have children. How was that pregnancy?
I couldn't believe I did it. But I mean, more and more women are having babies later in life, but
Hmm.
um, we really wanted to have another kid together.
That's
And
nice.
I said, okay, let's see how it goes. So it goes good. He's going to be 17.
Oh wow. So
Yeah,
how do when you're okay, the mother that you were with your first one, how was this mother different?
totally different. You can't even compare the two women. You know, it's really even funny. I don't even really connect to that woman anymore.
Wow.
That woman, she's gone.
Wow.
I love her.
Yeah.
I appreciate everything, like, because she set the seed for what was next. But I feel like I just don't know her anymore. Like
Wow.
we're such different people. Um, it's
It's a good
so
thing, right?
it's neither. I don't think it's good or bad. I just
Mhm.
think that it's healthy to
Mhm.
grow. It's
Right.
healthy to be committed to being the best person you can be. Like,
Mhm.
let me ask you this question:
Mhm.
when you reach your elder years, do you want to look back and say, I coulda, woulda, shoulda?
No, not
Or
at
do
all.
you want to say, I did what I had to do? I
Yes.
did my best. Sometimes things worked out, sometimes they didn't work out, but I always did my best.
Mm. Wow. This is so empowering because it's like this is how you keep your marriage fresh. Some people get bored because they feel like they know you. But how could you know me when I'm still learning? When we grow, we develop into
Oh my
something.
God. Yes. I'm just
Yeah.
starting. I just started this. I mean, for 26 years, I have been studying and learning my craft.
Mhm.
This, when my son turned around 13, 14, was when I said, now it's time for me. I had worked right through with my first. With my second, my husband said to me, look, I would like to offer you the opportunity to stay home if you want a little bit.
Okay.
It's your choice. And I thought, worked with one. Maybe we'll try staying home with another and seeing what that feels like, right? But I'm
Mhm.
a doer. I like to work. I like to
Mhm.
create. So I was itching. I always had my finger in something throughout
Mhm.
his younger years. And when
Mhm.
he turned 13, that's when I decided, no, I'm building a business.
Okay.
And like my husband even says to me now, he says, "Oh my God, you're so happy, you're so alive, you're so excited." I said, "Yes, because I'm living my life's purpose. I'm in
Yeah.
a marriage, but
Mhm.
I'm still doing me.
Mhm. You're right. You still have your
I
individuality.
still have my individuality because you're born alone, you die alone. I
Right.
mean, just because you're married, like back to what you said, people
Mhm.
don't understand what marriage is all about. It's not like a glued at the hip. I can't breathe without your approval.
Right.
I can't go anywhere. I can't
Yeah,
do
that's not
anywhere.
freedom.
That's not
Yeah.
marriage. That's
Mhm.
bondage.
That's bondage. Yes, and I just love the fact that he even gave you the opportunity or presented the opportunity, not saying that you
We
couldn't do it.
Right, I could have, but I mean, like, look, if we didn't financially have the ability, I'm not going to tell you it wasn't tight for a couple of years,
Right.
but I thought about it. Let me try.
Mhm.
Again, I don't want to look back and say, you know what, he offered. He came from him, didn't come from
Mhm.
me. I didn't know what I was going to do. I just assumed I was going to go back to work.
Mhm.
But I thought, wow, look, he's really thinking about me.
Mhm.
He wants me to have the best opportunities. It's my
Right.
choice
Yes.
ultimately, but he's supporting me. And for me, coming from a marriage where I was never supported, where I was always put down, where I was always told you're not good enough, where I was
Mhm.
always told you're stupid, you can't do the bills, you're not good with money, you're not, you know,
Mhm.
I'm like, oh my God, this man really, he wants the best for me. He wants to me, the first couple of years we were married, every time he said, I love you, I would like go, yeah, yeah, right.
Oh, wow. There was
That
a yeah.
like real. And he was like, what's the matter with you? I love you. And I go, yeah, right. Okay, okay, okay. It
Oh,
took me
wow.
so long to heal.
Mhm.
Like it does a number. But that's why it's so important that we need to understand that, again, marriage is a three-pronged thing. It's you're an individual, he's an individual, and then you choose to come together to create that beautiful third
Mhm.
entity called the relationship.
Right. And so where I want you to kind of explain after you give me your website, I want you to explain what it is that you offer. I know that you have a couple of books that you've written, but what is it that you could offer and like what is the process? What is the program?
So, okay, there's a few things. First of all, if I may say this, I want to be I want to be very straight with your viewers, with
Mhm.
you, that as women and people,
Mhm.
we typically don't take action until we're really at the bottom of the barrel, what I like to call a moment zero. When
Mhm.
we are in so much pain that we either curl into a ball and shrivel up and just die, like not physically, but like we live a waking death, or we come out swinging and fighting and saying, I don't care, no matter how, I'm going to pull myself out of this pit.
Mhm.
So I really work exclusively
Okay.
with women who are at that place where they are ready to climb out of the pit no matter what. And for every woman, it comes at a different stage in the relationship. For some women, they're ready as soon as they divorce. For some women, it takes them 2 years before they reach that point. For some women, but you have to come to a place, an acceptance that I am worth living for.
Right.
I'm worth it.
Mhm.
I'm worth fighting for my life. And unfortunately, it's usually only when we've hit such a low point and we're in so much pain, and
Mhm.
it's usually only at that point that we want to move forward. So what I do is I have a 6 week. There are two possibilities. I have a 6 week one-on-one coaching program.
And where is that? What's the website?
It's not a website.
Okay.
It's
How
on.
can
Oh well.
how can we find you is what I'm
Okay,
saying.
I'm gonna send you all those deets. Is that okay?
No
Like
problem.
all the websites and all
Okay.
the. Okay,
Yes.
I'll send
Mhm.
you all that information.
Okay.
Um, but and then the other thing I do is I have a 6 week online course. So it's either women are at the stage of I want to do it by myself, and that's the 6 week online course.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like me doing with them, like looking over their shoulder, like in
Mhm.
videos and what have you.
Mhm.
And then, or it's the 6 week one-on-one where like they want to get there fast, the fastest way. And of course,
Mhm.
one-on-one is always the fastest way.
Mhm.
So I, And that's what we do. It's the soul's true fulfillment formula, where we work
Okay.
with women on step number one. You have to be complete with yourself,
Mhm.
how to get to that place, how to heal yourself,
Mhm.
and then that's how you attract the ultimate level soulmate.
Mhm.
Because we attract into our life soulmates on many different levels. If we're like on the evolution scale, if we're here on the transformation scale, I'm still in so much pain and I don't know what to do, then you're going to attract a person into your life like that. Or
Right.
you can look within, do your own work personally first, deal with your demons, and then you're here and you can attract on this level the ultimate level soulmate that wants to grow and transform with you. So
Mhm.
that's the choice we have. But the challenge is, of course, is that we live in a world of immediate gratification, and I
Yeah.
want it and I want it now.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to ask yourself, well, are you really ready
Right.
to be in a healthy relationship?
Exactly.
Is it going to be the unconditional love variety, or is it going to be the love is need variety?
Mhm.
So we work on that, how to identify it, what it looks like, and how to be the best you, because that's the only way you're going to get the best man.
That's right. Can you say that one more time?
How to be the best you, because that's the only way you're going to get the best man.
Okay. That's right. That is 100% right. And I really appreciate your beautiful testimony. I mean, I know it's not even complete. I know you have so much more to share, and that's why you wrote that book. And I'm sure you couldn't even get every detail in that book, but I just really appreciate you for lending your soul to us today. So, because I learned things, I've learned something. I wrote um, me plus him in that third one. I wrote it like a triangle,
Mm-hmm.
like the Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that marriage, me plus him, we become what is called married. Married is really something, and it's like a mystery. Cause now it's in my mind, like, what is marriage? Like now I'm like, what is marriage? It's like a mystery of what it is. And if people like you all who have come to this is some good stuff. No, this when like I am eating it up. Like I know, this is some good stuff. This and these women, the women who've come, if we were to get together, that is a daggone power conference right there.
So let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
we'll go over the step by step,
Yeah, this is
how to
power.
debunk the mystery of what
Absolutely.
is really marriage all about, a long-term healthy marriage, and what does it mean to be a long-term healthy human being, because the two go hand in hand. If anybody
Yes.
tries to tell me that you can separate those out, I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're
Wow.
always working on yourself. He's always
Absolutely.
working on himself. And then
Mhm.
by default, the marriage just is better
Yeah.
and better.
And that's what a power couple really is.
That's what a power
That's what a
couple really
power
is.
couple really is.
But you have a lot of women who they come to the realization later on in life that this isn't working. I want to take our relationship to the next level. I want to take myself to the next level. And men can be really threatened by it. So
Mhm.
this is the advice I give them is I say, listen, you can't run away from your calling. You
Mhm.
can't prevent yourself. You were born on this earth to fulfill a certain mission and purpose.
Mhm.
And if you're going to hold yourself back, you're going to be just miserable.
Mhm.
And many times we as women lead the way, we blaze the trail. So one of two things happens when a woman decides to take herself on, to really start growing and transforming and living her life's purpose. Then one of two things will happen, and if she's in a relationship, is that energy that she's generating will either help to wake her man up and help to elevate him, or the man will just the marriage might end because the man can't handle the new rules of the game, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But then she'll be able to attract that
Mm-hmm.
next level soulmate, the person that is ready to meet her on that level.
Right.
It's quite the grand journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's just wow.
Yes. Wow. So, like I said, and thank you. Let's stay in contact.
For sure.
Yeah, and give me those details so I can let people know how to follow
For
you. And I,
now, everyone
yeah.
can just connect with me on Facebook. The best way
Right.
to connect with
Right.
me is on Facebook right now.
Okay.
And my Facebook page, I'll definitely
Yeah.
give you the link. But should I put it in the chat group?
Yes, that's what I want. That's what I'm, yeah, put it in the chat because
Okay,
even if it's a Facebook page, just how can they find you
right
really?
there on Facebook. This is me,
Okay.
and Shoshana Decker.
Got you. So
Okay.
thank you so much. And thank you everyone who's watching. And she only takes people who's serious. She didn't say it like that, but I know that's what she meant.
No, I meant people
Ready. He was ready.
who are ready, not
Right.
serious. This is not a business. This is people's lives.
Right. Seriously ready. That's what my when I say ready, I mean you're serious. Like you're
Yeah,
ready. Um
because the pain
mhm,
is just no one has to live like that.
absolutely.
And I was not going to live like that anymore.
Absolutely. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and we'll get off of live. We'll see you all next time.
It was so nice to meet everybody and stay
Yeah.
strong, stay healthy, and be real and be authentic
Hmm.
and grow and be the best version of you. That is
That's right.
the greatest joy in life.
Look, we're going to keep on talking if we stay on here. What? No, because I have, what does it say? Um, what it says, when I grow up, I want to be on my wall. I put the best version of who I was put here to be.
Be
Yeah.
exactly.
The best version of me. Look, we're going to keep on talking. We'll get it. Bye guys. We'll stay on after this.